Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka a Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 15 of chapter 10. Swayam evatmanatmanam
Swayam evatmanatmanam
vethatvam purushottama
vethatvam purushottama
bhuta bhavana bhutesha
bhuta bhavana bhutesha
devadeva jagatpate.
deva deva jagatpate.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Swayam,
Swayam
personally.
personally
Eva,
eva certainly
Atmana,
atmana
by yourself.
by yourself
Atmanam,
atmanam
yourself.
yourself
Vetha,
vetha
no.
no
Tvam,
tvam
you.
you
Purusha Uttama,
purusha uttama
of greatest of all persons.
O greatest of all persons
Bhuta Bhavana,
bhuta bhavana
O origin of everything.
O origin of everything
Bhuta Isha,
bhuta isha
O Lord of everything.
O Lord of everything
Deva Deva,
deva deva
O Lord of all demigods.
O Lord of all demigods
Jagatpate,
jagatpate
O Lord of the entire universe.
O Lord of the entire universe.
Translation. Indeed,
Indeed,
you alone know yourself
you alone know yourself
by your own internal potency,
by your own internal potency,
O Supreme Person,
O Supreme Person,
origin of all,
origin of all,
Lord of all beings,
Lord of all beings,
God of gods,
God of gods,
Lord of the universe.
Lord of the universe.
So here Arjuna is glorifying the position of the Lord and comes to the conclusion that only Krishna can understand himself, nobody else. Not the demons, not the demigods, not the saints, not the sages. So Prabhupada writes, the Supreme Lord Krishna can be known by persons who are in a relationship with him through the discharge of devotional service, like Arjuna and his followers. Persons of demonic or atheistic mentality cannot know Krishna. Mental speculation that leads one away from the Supreme Lord is a serious sin. And one who does not know Krishna should not try to comment on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the statement of Krishna. And since it is the science of Krishna, it should be understood from Krishna as Arjuna understood it. We were discussing yesterday that anything that one learns is learned from a teacher, or someone who's qualified themselves to teach that particular subject. Similarly, in spiritual matters as well, we can only learn from bona fide gurus. So only those who are devotees of Krishna can actually try to understand Krishna. So anybody else who's not a devotee of Krishna may be able to write commentary on Bhagavad Gita, but that commentary is of no use. So Prabhupada says, anything that we read, it should not be received from atheistic persons. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse number 11. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. The supreme truth is realized in three aspects: as impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and at last as a supreme personality of Godhead. So at the last stage of understanding the absolute truth, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are three features of the Lord: his impersonal aspect, his localized aspect, and then his form as Bhagavan. A common man or even a liberated man who has realized impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma may not understand God's personality. Such men, therefore, may endeavor to understand the Supreme Person from the verses of Bhagavad Gita, which are being spoken by this person, Krishna. Sometimes the impersonalists accept Krishna as Bhagavan, or they accept his authority. Yet many liberated persons cannot understand Krishna as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Purushottama. Yet one still may not understand that Krishna is the father of all living entities. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Bhuta Bhavana. And if one comes to know him as the father of all the living entities, still one may not know him as a supreme controller. Therefore, he is addressed here as Bhutesha, the supreme controller of everyone. And even if one knows Krishna as a supreme controller of all living entities, still one may not know that he is the origin of all the demigods. Therefore, he is addressed herein as Deva Deva, the worshipful God of all demigods. And even if one knows him as the worshipful God of all demigods, one may not know that he is the supreme proprietor of everything. Therefore, he is addressed as Jagatpati. Thus, the truth about Krishna is established in this verse by the realization of Arjuna. And we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna to understand Krishna as he is. So, the 5 terms that Arjuna is using to glorify the Lord: Purushottama, the highest of all personalities; Bhuta Bhavana, that you are the source of all living beings, which Krishna himself has talked about in the Bhagavad Gita several times; Bhutesha, that he is the control. Isha means controller. Bhuta Isha, you are the controller of all living beings. Deva Deva, you are the God of all gods. Jagatpate, master of the universe. So these are the 5 epithets. Epithets means particular terms to describe a personality. So in this one shloka, Arjuna is glorifying the Supreme Lord in his various aspects. So you are the best among all persons, and not only best among all persons, actually you are the source of all persons. You are not just the source of all persons, but actually you are the controller of all persons. And there may be many controllers who have power to control the various gods, but you are God of all gods. Even the gods worship you, seek your help. So you are Deva Deva. And then you are Jagatpate, you are the master of the whole universe. So this slide is a summary of some of Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's commentary on this particular shloka. And he beautifully brings everything together in this one paragraph. First, in 10.12 that we read, Arjuna uses 10 describers to assert that Krishna is the ultimate reality. Supporting his assertion, in 10.13, he refers to the testimony of several sages from whom he has heard earlier, as well as Krishna's self-testimony in the Gita. Thereafter, in the 14th shloka, Arjuna proclaims that he accepts all of Krishna's words while acknowledging that Krishna's personality can't be understood even by the gods and the anti-gods. Concluding his declarative statements in this shloka, Arjuna states that Krishna alone knows his own glories and reasserts Krishna's supreme position by using this 5 divine epithets. So you can see the trajectory of the shlokas. This is Arjuna speaking a few verses in the Bhagavad Gita. So from 10.12 to 10.15, Arjuna is establishing for you and me the real position of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And in the upcoming shlokas, Arjuna is going to ask the Lord to describe his vibhuti even more, because as a devotee, we always relish hearing more and more and more about Krishna.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.